Now it's time for Believe in the ACC with our starting lineup. From Florida State, number 17, Charlie Ward. From Morehead State University, number 50, Lloyd Stan. And from Murray State University, number 2, Kendrick Haskett. Get ready for the best sports show about the ACC in all the land. Believe in the ACC starts now. Love that whistle. Love it.
Oh, my dreams come true.
Well done. You're saying that like you got some church choir in your background.
Yes, I do.
Don't we all? Don't
He's
we
able.
all? He's able. What was the most torturous church choir song y'all ever sang?
He's able's up there.
He's able was because it wouldn't end. Like they kept
No,
saying
it can't. No, it never ends.
Yeah. For us, it was a song called Running for Jesus because it was real high. And then there was this long part at the end where we had this long phrase. When I started out being buked this God, talked about this sure as your boy. We had to sing that for like 50 times. And by the time it was over, you were just hoarse and you were like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Because like he's able, I mean, that was the Bring the House Down song. And
Right.
so
Right.
somebody's going to catch the Holy Ghost. And so that song will go on forever.
You know, I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I was a kid, catching the Holy Ghost was a good time. Not because catching the Holy Ghost was a good time, but watching people catch the Holy Ghost was a good time.
Yes.
And no disrespect to you, Lord, but I'm just saying.
We had
Some of my funniest moments in church was kept watching people call out.
That, and then we had one associate minister that when the pastor's really starting to bring it towards the end, he's saying, "Well, yeah, yes, sir, well,
yeah, 100%. You got all of that, but the one thing I used to hate is the lie that my pastor used to tell every week with he would say halfway through the sermon as I hasten to a close. And I said,
it wasn't nothing hasten about that close.
He clearly doesn't know the definition of hasten. Because that means you about to wrap this up, sir.
Right.
And he never wrapped it up. It was a solid hour at best.
Yeah. Yeah. Black folks love being in church all day.
That's the church I miss, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was some fun times.
I can't say that. Give me my 45-minute service.
Well, now listen, I ain't say I wasn't spoiled. I ain't say I wasn't spoiled, and I ain't saying I want to go all the way back. Like, yeah, listen.
Man,
I'll take a good 45 minutes. First, I'll tell you the first time I went to a church of my Caucasian brothers. And they was in and out in 45. I was like, hey, what's going on? I didn't feel like I didn't even get warmed up in here. Like, oh.
I ain't got my popcorn yet.
Right. It's like, what are we doing? Like, damn, you just go end it. Just go end it. We're doing a series, and we'll come back and finish this next week. Finish this next week. I might not be back next week. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, when we have a series, that didn't mean it was going to cut down the service.
Right. In the black church, a series means we're going to do this 5 more times for 3 more hours a piece.
Yeah. Man, we used to have to go to Sunday school from 9:30 to 10:30. Then church service was from 10:45 to, yeah.
I don't think we ever got out.
Sometime after 1 o'clock.
I was going to say, I don't think we ever got out before 2. I could be wrong, but I think it was always 11-2. And you'd be like, "Oh my God, this is you ain't like I got it. Here, I got your 3 points. I got it.
Nothing about this is
I got it 45 minutes ago. I got it. Fam, God loves me. Stop acting a fool. Got it. Because that's all you really want to say. I got it.
It was the best though. And I know I'm going to go to hell for saying this, but whatever.
Oh my goodness.
When I was in the choir at Murray. And so, traveling around.
Yeah.
Bro, you can tell when Pastor had a good week and when he didn't have such a good week. Because if he had a good week, you got to stay in the Bible and blah, blah, blah. You got to do God's word and blah, blah, blah. If he had a bad week, we have a forgiving God. God forgives.
Not that you're able to see your pastor's week based on how he approaches the end of the sermon. Like, hey, we all messing up out here. All of us are doing things.
None of us are perfect. It's like,
you pastor right now, like, what's going on? Is it a confession in a Catholic church? Listen, I don't know how we got here, but I love it. I'm Lloyd Smith. This is BLEAV in the ACC, Press and Pros, and also church confessionals. Like we got to do dynamic to the show. So we're glad to be here. Listen, a lot going on. Oh my God, sports is losing its mind right now. Like
especially college, pro, that whole thing.
It's insane. It's insane. So we decided to start in a more positive way this morning. Like we're going to give you something a little more hopeful and sports oriented before we get into the dark side.
College football's back this weekend.
Football is literally back this weekend. We're in week 0, which is the dumbest thing to say out loud, but that's where we are, week 0. So we want to give you some. Last week we gave you the ACC schedule. This week we're going to give you a few ACC players to watch. Some guys that are going to be on your radar, or actually are already on the radar of a lot of the national publications and things that are going on around these United States of America. Phil Steele is a very popular magazine, and he's got his preseason All-American list, and many ACC players made the first, second, third, and fourth teams. To the surprise of no one, Malachi Toney is on that list. He's going to be on a lot of lists, I'm sure. Deuce Robinson, PJ Williams, Trey Richardson from Louisville, the running back March Fletcher. I was pleasantly surprised to see Isaac Brown on a list, although it was third team. And I think his situation is that he's got to stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, I think Isaac will climb up a lot of lists very, 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 very fast.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see what Bryant Wesco. First of all, if I'm being honest, I'm very curious to know why Bryant Wesco stayed at Clemson. Now, because I think Bryant Wesco is a sneaky talent, but I don't know who's throwing him the ball at this point, and it's going to be interesting to see what he is able to do in that uniform under the new situation that he's on. There's no Cade Klubnik there anymore.
Right.
And he was underused when Cade Klubnik was there. So
right. I seems like Clemson does like their new quarterback. It seems like that.
Well, they always like the new quarterback. That doesn't mean he's good. Like he's just.
I think they're high on because I think he got in. Didn't he get in last year when Klubnik was out?
He did, and he was not great. But that's. I think is he a true
line
freshman?
Wasn't very good either.
Right, and I think he was a true freshman. I want to say he was a true freshman or a sophomore. He wasn't like he's not older at all. He's for sure a younger guy. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll be very interesting to see what happens.
Is it Vizina? Is it Vizina that's going to be the starter?
It would have to be. Let's see. You got me going over there as well.
He's going to be a senior this year.
He was a junior last year.
Yep.
Yeah, but he said that. But you know what? He hadn't seen any time on the field. So it's like, I think Cade was out a couple of games
I mean, he wasn't bad. He was 45 of 71 for 406 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 pick. He got
That was
sacked.
last year?
Yeah. He got sacked 4 times. So
That's what I remember.
Well, the O-line wasn't great.
No, they weren't. They weren't. So it'll be interesting to see how great they are this year. But yeah, we'll see how it goes with Clemson. They, Dabo is determined to continue to prove that the old ways work. Stick to the old ways. So we'll see how good these old ways are. Ahmad Moten on the defensive side of the ball is a name that you're going to hear a lot of. He is Miami's new version of Ruben Bain, and he is a game wrecker at defensive tackle. You should hear his name called out a lot this season. I don't know how good as a whole Miami's defense is. I guess we will find that out relatively quickly. But that is a name that you will hear a lot of. So that's the field.
They lost a lot of talent, but I think they had a lot of talent behind. I think this is going to just be a reload situation rather than a rebuild.
So they're back in the sense of they know they've stacked the cupboard again. They're printing money and they're manufacturing players again as like the old days. Is that what you're telling me?
I think so. I don't want to call them back until they actually win a championship. Or it's sustained. They don't have to necessarily win a championship, but they have to be sustained being a contender every year in and year out.
Yeah.
And so if they can do that, I'm like, okay, they're back.
Yeah, many of those same names made the Athlon Sports list. A name also to watch is Clev Lubin. Is it Lubin or Lubin?
Clev Lubin.
They go with the Lubin. Okay.
Clev Lubin is a monster. They were lucky he came back. He could have gone to the draft. They're lucky he came back and didn't leave. He's an outstanding interview. He is awesome. He's got a TV future if he wants it.
Is that right? Wow. I love that.
He's very, very good, very well spoken, articulate, and leader of that defense. Been a leader because he transferred in last year and was immediately the leader of that defense last season. So now with a year under his belt, he's a definite proven leader of that team. I expect a big year from him. Nice.
So there's a lot of I'm very curious about the running back Justin Haynes. I don't know much about the Georgia Tech running game because last year the Georgia Tech running games was Haynes King. So when people started saying Justin Haynes is going to have a breakout season, I was like, is he? Because I guess he probably is because he hadn't run the ball much.
He's going to get more carries. Yeah, I mean, if he has 500 yards, he have a breakout season.
That's a breakout season at Georgia Tech. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does as well. But he made the Athlon Sports list, and then Walter Camp does it All-American list. Only 3 of our ACC brethren made that, including linebacker Sammy Brown. I'll say this about Clemson. They typically have a better than average defensive team, regardless of what's going on the offensive side of the ball, which is interesting because when Brent Venables left, you thought that would be the side of the ball that might take the biggest hit. And to some degree they have, because you can't stay on the ball, you can't stay on the field 45 minutes and expect to have success. So how sustainable their offense is will probably decide how great their defense will be. That's usually how it works for most teams. And that's very true for the historical Clemson teams. Mm-hmm. Bryce Fitzgerald is another name that you may hear a lot about from Miami. He's the defensive back. He made the second team preseason All-American Walter Camp list. And then everybody's got a list. Everybody's got a list. Some of the same names are on. What do you think about this Deuce Robinson, the senior at Florida State? Another team who couldn't quite get their running game out of the starting blocks last year, so it's hard to know that this is going to be a dominant
who's throwing him
player.
The ball?
Well, that's the other question. It's another transfer. I know that. Because because last year it was Castellanos, right?
Castellanos, yeah.
Yeah, and so who is throwing the ball? That's a great question. Have they made an announcement? I'm assuming is it Ashton Daniels from Missouri? Isn't that the kid from Missouri?
I would imagine if he transferred from Missouri, he's the starting quarterback.
I think that's the kid from Missouri, and I feel confident in saying
yes, Ashton Daniels is the starting quarterback for Florida State this season.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see. I'm always interested in guys who were less than good in the place that they were at, and they transfer, and all of a sudden they're supposed to turn into this monster person. Like he was just okay at Missouri, but we'll see. But that's who will be tossing the pill at Florida State, and then same names for the preseason AP All-American Malachi Tony. Mark Fletcher is another running back that should enter the conversation of goodness in Miami.
Bruising back. Bruising back. He's a leader of that team too.
So he made second team both in the AP and also in the athletics, and in I guess in CBS. He's CBS. So nobody thinks he's first team. Not ESPN. Not AP. So that should be good motivation for the young man to come out and play at a high level. But also, I want to say, I think some of this, when I look at what people have in their top whatever, to me, some of this feels like lazy journalism. Like you just pick Miami because they were in the national championship.
That's all they have.
I'm not saying they're not going to be good, but come on.
That's all they have to go on. I mean, Malachi Tony and Fletcher. I mean, those are pretty safe bets too. I mean, they're going to be.
Malachi Tony for sure is a safe bet.
So is Fletcher. Fletcher had a big year last year.
We don't know if the offensive line going to be as good this year as it was last year.
Oh, and we don't know that about anybody. So you have to go on this last year.
So you can pick anybody and say, this is going to be a good year. I like the Maxwell Award list. A lot of people, including me, are very high on. I'm just going to call him JKS because I have not got an official pronunciation on his name, the quarterback in California, yet. Until I do, I don't want to butcher it.
I think he is called JKS. To be honest.
Yeah. We're gonna go with JKS.
Fletcher ran for almost 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns last year.
Oh, that's a good year. That's a good year.
It's a safe bet to put him up there.
Okay, that's a good year. Sounds like a good year. There should be no regression as long as the offensive line holds up.
Yeah, I think
but I would love to know what he got in that Louisville game. Did he run well in that Louisville game last year?
No.
Listen, we're talking about two teams. We're talking about a team that went to the national championship. So we're not.
Yeah. So if you have players coming back from a national championship team,
you should be decent. I would think.
Fletcher ran. Jesus. That can't be right.
It might be.
He had 18 yards.
Yeah, that might be. That sounds right. They didn't play that well in that game.
Well, and part of that too was they kept throwing the ball.
Right.
Beck had 5 interceptions or 4, and it should have been 5 because they had one that was called back.
Didn't they go? Didn't they go down early? Like Louisville came out the gate with like a couple of huge plays, and they were down early. So they were playing catch up the entire game. So it wasn't like.
But I do remember they were smacking Fletcher in that game.
Yeah. I mean, but it happens. Sometimes you get the bear. Sometimes the bear gets you. Yeah. That's how it works.
I'm going back and looking at that box score.
Okay. While he does that, the Bronco Nagurski Trophy watch list is full of ACC players. Safety Cohen Intringer made that list. Also, we mentioned the sophomore Brian Fitzgerald, Damon Wilson, the DN at Miami. He comes in and replaces a lot of pressure on his shoulders to replace Bain and Manzour. Matt Rose at Stanford is on the list. Cam Robinson at Virginia and Kamari Copeland at Virginia Tech also made that list as well.
Fletcher had 8 carries for 18 yards and 1 touchdown.
It's not a great. Well,
he only had 8 carries. He only had 8 carries.
Well, like I said, when you're behind, that changes your whole. Yeah,
they
it shows
throw
your
the ball.
game plan.
Yeah, Carson Beck had 4 interceptions and had another one called back. So
there you go. There you go.
That's gonna reduce your carries.
A guy that award that's near and dear to our heart, the Paul Hornung Award. Trey Richardson made that list. Adam Mohammed of the running back at California, Jaden Duke Scott, running back at North Carolina State, Demetrius Samuel Jr. at Syracuse, and Solomon Beebe, running back at Virginia. Join Malachi Tony. This feels a lot like Malachi Tony's award to lose. And he's just a sophomore.
I know.
God, dog.
And he played some quarterback in high school, so he could probably go back there and play quarterback if needed.
If needed, if this Ashton Daniels thing goes left, not Ashton Daniels, Darian Mensah thing goes left, he's ready. He's ready. And then finally we got the guys for the Butkus Award. Some of the names that you may hear: Muhammad Toure, the lone bright spot on the North Carolina. This is the only North Carolina player I've seen on any list. Peyton Sealman Jr. At the linebacker in North Carolina. He's going to definitely have a lot of opportunities to make plays because they're going to be run on and passed on. Yes, a lot.
We'll see them in Ireland on Saturday.
Oh my God, I forgot that game was in Ireland. So they kept. I thought because there was a lot of talk about that game, international problems with that game, and I guess so. They are for sure going through with it now. They playing
TCU at noon in Ireland on Saturday.
Who asked for this? Like, I'm not. Who asked for those two teams? First of all, and then second of all, is Ireland just thirsting for football like that? Like, I've never heard.
It's probably one of those things where the people over there don't care. They just want to see a football game. They don't know if North Carolina and TCU are any good.
They want to see a football game. They want to drink. They're like, listen, this is a great excuse to drink.
Everything I've ever heard about Ireland is just a good time. So,
well, listen, if you go by what you see on the TV screen, it looks like a good time. It looks.
Yes, I mean those games are always full. It's never an empty stadium. So
yeah,
they've had some clunkers.
They've had some serious clunkers. Has there always been a Manning Award? There's not always been a Manning Award, correct?
No, I think that may have taken over the Johnny Unitas because I don't see the Johnny Unitas on here. So I think that may have taken over.
I think there is still a Johnny Unitas. I think Manning. I just didn't put it, but because there wasn't a lot of people on the list on the ACC. So, but everybody is talking about Darren Mensah as if he's going to step into. And let me say this: Darren Mensah had a great year at Duke. He really did. I don't know if that always translates when you leave from one school to a next, but
I don't know either. But I'm guessing the thinking is if he did it at Duke, it's the same conference, so you're going up against the same caliber of opponent. And you're going to have more weapons around you and probably a better offensive line. So I'm thinking that's like the thinking with that. And it makes sense that, he's got a better team around him. Yeah, in theory. But,
But that's not always, I don't know. That's not always the case. Like, I understand the theoretical principle of what is being stated here. But the reality is, it's not always seamless, and it does. Now, the thing that probably works more in Miami's favor is I think their schedule is not as challenging. I mean, it's challenging but I don't think they avoid a couple of games that you like. I don't think they play Louisville, right?
They don't play Louisville. They're at Clemson. They got Florida State at home. They're at number 4 Notre Dame is their game.
That's the game. That's the game. That like it was last year.
Their last 3 games of the season are all at home.
Okay, so it's not an awful schedule. So listen,
if they lose more than 2 games, then Cristobal needs to be on the hot seat.
Really, that's how you feel about it.
They don't. They only have one ranked team on the schedule.
I like that when you said it just now. The camera zoomed in tight to you, and I was like,
Because I'm on the ESPN page, so I didn't see what this weird zoom on this camera does sometimes zoom at the perfect time.
That was actually perfect. It was very.
I can't figure out how to turn it off. It just does it on its own.
No, don't turn it off. It makes for interesting.
But you can't see what's happening.
Right? Exactly.
Look like at a Zoom.
Zoom was confused like a mug. They were like, "What do we do? Do we zoom it? What do we do?"
Look at that zoom back out. Like, what's this clown doing?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's the fun part of our show. Now we're headed toward the dark side because it gets really crazy right now.
It's so convoluted that I haven't even been talking about it on my newscast on Wave.
Well, because what exactly are you supposed to say? I'm not 100% sure what we're supposed to say this morning.
Well, the thing is like whatever we say now could change by the end of the show.
1,000%. So to catch people up, and we're going to give you the very Cliff Notice version of this because it's too much to listen. It's a lot when you're reading it and studying it and trying to understand legalese and all the things. So we're going to give it to you just as raw and as we possibly can. There are some players that went to the NFL draft. They were drafted or they were invited to a camp. They went to said training camp. It did not work out. Before they left said training camp, they made phone calls and went to judges. And the judges in Louisiana, Georgia, now apparently Kentucky is one of them now. So ironically, a lot of these schools are SEC based, and the SEC is like, we don't want this, but they're all doing it. So they all came out and said these kids can come back because of a new rule called the 5th year 5 and 5. And so there's a 5th year rule that they can come back. But the rule didn't, the language in the rule is so ambiguous that it allows for a person who literally got a job on an NFL roster to come back to college, which is why Daquan Wright and Xavier, I think Harris is his last name, and RJ Lewis in the basketball are all going to LSU. Yeah. LSU. RJ for basketball, not for football, but the other two for
LSU.
LSU. Shout out to Lane for keeping it consistent. Listen, he gonna give you some controversy. That's what he do.
Between him and Kim Mulkey, and the Ben's coach, who's the shadiest one off all of them. It's just we're not in basketball season, so we're not talking about Will Wade.
Right. I heard that they were going to change the campus theme song for what it currently is to Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines. Because they believe in blurring all the lines. So, so in response to that, the SEC, and by the way, they're not going to be the only ones. The other kids just haven't landed yet, but they're not the only ones. So I don't want to just dump it all on LSU or even speak about LSU as if they're doing something technically that's illegal. It's immoral, and it's probably morally or not morally, well, kind of morally, but it's definitely ethically bankrupt was the word I'm looking for, or the words I'm looking for. But it's not illegal currently, right? So judges are upholding what they want to do. And then also, I'll get to that in a minute. So another judge has said, hey, you can't do this. We're going to put an injunction in place. This is ridiculous. Why are we doing this? You can't do it. So that rule covers everybody else who's trying to do it, but in those states that we mentioned, it doesn't. So they get to still do it. But then the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12,
I think. 12.
Came out and said it.
Well, the SEC first started. SEC first started kind of talking about it. Big 10 went ahead and did it.
Right.
Then the SEC followed suit. Then it was first reported that the ACC is meeting about it.
Right, we're meeting about it.
And then the Big 12 went ahead and followed suit. And so, you know what I think.
This is the part. Now, this is what I really want to hear. What do you think, Kendrick Haskins?
I said this on the radio yesterday.
Okay.
I'm like, you know what? There's no integrity amongst thieves. If I'm the ACC, okay, y'all three are going to do that? Okay, we're going this way and getting all these players.
The ACC should do like Rick James did when he was high on the Dave Chappelle show. Just
give it to me, baby.
Come all ye tired and beat down and weary.
Come as you are.
See how it worked? We're back to church. Yeah, we're back to church, full circle. It makes sense because if the old saying is, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, and that's so. It's like, what are we doing? Like, if it's legalized to do it, first of all, you can't penalize me for a rule that isn't a rule, right. And then you can't make up a rule to justify it not being a rule. That's what everybody's trying to do. And let me be very clear. The SEC, the Big 12, and the Big 10 can come up with all the stuff they want to come up with. None of it is going to hold up in court, as evidenced by the times they've taken it to court, and every judge has struck it down. And also, judges be, you know what I'm saying? They be in Louisiana and Kentucky, and it ain't hard to get a judge to get a ruling for you.
Yeah, because here's what was affecting here. Because like the football side of it, I mean, let's not look. NFL players aren't banging down the door to come to Louisville, Kentucky right now. So we're looking at the basketball side of it,
right? And
so Kentucky got Mitchell from Missouri,
right?
And under this rule, he is eligible. He will be eligible at Kentucky, but the SEC came up with a rule at the end of last season that players cannot transfer within the SEC. So now he's back in eligible again, which that's going to be easily struck down in court because he had already left.
Right.
And so that's going to be struck down in court. Then on the Louisville side, you got the kid from North Carolina, Seth Trimble, who we don't know what all's involved with his status as far as what he did with the NBA. That's not public knowledge as of yet that I know of. So he's waiting to hear his day in court, and they're like, well, he's got to find a judge that's going to listen. Well, he's filing in Kentucky, and most likely if he's filing in Kentucky, he's filing like 2 miles from campus because that's where the courthouse is. Right. So
he'll be fine.
So I expect him to be.
There are no worries here.
And eligible, but the thing, in the grand scheme of it, especially when it comes to basketball, and probably football too, you're gonna see players becoming eligible and ineligible throughout the season. Like they may be eligible for 2 or 3 games, then they're ineligible for another game. It's gonna go back and forth all year long.
Here's how madness this is right now. Madness. Story broke yesterday afternoon, and I thought it was an old story. You know how old stories are recycled in your timeline sometimes, and so I thought this was just a recycled story in my timeline. But breaking news: Thomas Cassiano is going to be the starting quarterback at some point this season at Texas Tech. I was like, what? How is this? Is this real life? Like this dude is. Dude's like
he's as old as Patrick Mahomes.
Listen. This dude has played on 19 teams. Like it's at this point, it's insane. It's insane. And by the way, full disclosure, wasn't very good last year.
I'm sorry.
What happened?
Because I had the Little League World Series on my iPad over here.
Okay.
And this old dude who has no business trying to get in a cardboard box and slide down the big hill at Williamsport. That they pushed that thing, it got like 2 feet, and he goes, he falls out of it, has to run down the hill.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
As someone who has been to Williamsport twice, maybe 3 times, I think it's twice. That hill is no joke. I wouldn't go down that hill, and I was in my 30s going there. This dude was clearly at least in his 60s. I'm like, you ask him to break your hip.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
But I digress.
No, listen. That's par for the course because that's how it feels with this NCAA madness
Oh, it's
right now.
going
Like
downhill fast.
But also it's going nowhere. It's like both things are true. Like we're going downhill. The concept of all this is going downhill fast for sure. But also the pushback from the NCAA is going nowhere fast. They have no jurisdiction. They have no plan. They have no way to stop any of this. This is the most helpless governing body in the history of sports. I'm like, what do y'all do all day? If y'all can't stop stuff and put rules in place, what do you do all day?
And like, if it seems I'm because I am in this whole thing, I am confused on all of this because I'm like, if you could just go challenge any rule from a in a league or whatever, then what's keeping professional athletes from just challenging every rule in the leagues, in their leagues? Because I mean, in the NCAA, it's different from state to state. They can just go file an injunction in some state.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess because of collective but at the end of the day, it all comes back to collective bargaining. And I think that answers my question on why you don't see that. Because the professional leagues have unions. And this is an example of why they need unions in the NCAA, because it's just going to be a revolving door in the courthouse.
But
every time there's a rule, there's going to be there's going to be somebody challenging it.
100%. But unions come with admission, and therein lies the problem. Yep. The NCAA does not want to admit that this is not a nonprofit situation,
and that this is a for-profit
with employees. These are employees. You can't listen. I have never made $1 million on any work study that I had in college. So that I was a student on work study that was supplemented by my governmental support. That's not what's happening here. This is a free market. And by the way, for all the people that want to complain about how much money these schools are spending, LSU spent $50 million. I was like, who they got on their team? Chelsea
Clinton?
Right, I beat you to that. I should have let you do it because you do it better. But you know, for all of you that want to complain about that, well, guess what? That's what happens in a free market. You should have paid more attention in economics. That's what happens in a free market. You get what the value of the product is. And these guys are deemed valuable in this free market. And since there is no union, and since there is no cap restrictions, this is the game that's being played. And the irony of this is, had they just went ahead and started paying these kids 30 years ago a higher stipend, even as much as $50,000, these kids would have been fine. They would have been satisfied. They'd have been cool. They'd have been like, you know what? Well, eventually somebody probably would have challenged it.
Somebody would have challenged it for more money.
But it wouldn't have ballooned to this fast.
No, well, because part of it was these. I mean, let's be honest. The NCAA is made up of college presidents,
right? And
these arrogant presidents was like, we will never have to, because especially in the SEC, we'll never have to pay these athletes. We don't have to pay. We're not going to pay. Okay.
Which, by the way, first of all, it's the hypocrisy for me. We'll never have to pay these athletes. Not publicly. No, that's what you were saying.
Right. You were all paying them back then.
Right. Privately, you were all paying them. Right. So what are we talking about? So anyway, it's madness out here with
it's bad, I say.
It's mad, I say. It's no end in sight. It doesn't feel like this is gonna dominate week in, week out your TV screen. You'll be talking about this every time. You're gonna see more Paul Feinbaum than you ever wanted to, because that's just what it is. He's gonna be asked this question every week by somebody, because there's gonna be transfers. And listen, not just transfers. Like Kendrick said, mid-season transfers. That's going to happen.
Eventually, there's going to be trades.
Yeah, right, because that's what happens. We need a linebacker. Well, we need a safety. Here, let's switch out, right? I mean, it's going to be crazy stuff like that going on. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it has to hit levels of ridiculousness. But the one thing I don't want to happen is for Congress to step in.
I don't want them stepping in.
No, fam. I need not to have glass in my popsicles. That's what I need. I need y'all to focus. Stop letting the brown eggs get contaminated. That's what I need from y'all. Y'all need to lock in with the everyday stuff. I don't need mad cow to suddenly break out in this country. Like, what are we talking about?
Right.
So, all right. So that's
we digress on that front.
We digress on the day. Is it? I guess that's all really the college news. Other than, like you said, this is week 0. I haven't even looked to see what games. We don't normally do week 0 games.
We got some.
Do we have anything worth talking about?
I mean, of course, Carolina and TCU and over in Dublin. Yeah. And then the best game on the slate is NC State at Virginia.
That'll be interesting.
That's at 3:30 on Saturday.
Yeah, that'll be.
And then Hawaii's at Stanford. Surprisingly, that's a 7:00 game.
That might be decent. That's right. Florida State is
New Mexico State at Florida State.
So we'll get a look at
Florida State.
We'll look at those guys early. The Seminoles.
Yeah, right. Memphis at UNLV at 10:00. That could be interesting.
Yeah,
it's because UNLV, their games are fun.
They are.
You never know what's going to happen in their game, and they're never a contender, but their games are fun, and they do have a fun coach who I don't think is going to be there after this season.
Plus, it's Las Vegas. Who doesn't like Las Vegas?
Yeah, and they play in the Raiders Stadium and all that stuff. Raiders Stadium looks great on television. So, yeah, that'll be a fun game. And Memphis, I always got a soft spot in my heart for Memphis.
I don't know why. Other than you just love Jerry curls and gold teeth. I
went to Murray with a lot of cats from Memphis, and they were my boys, and I love them to death. They were all crazy, but I love them to death, and so that's why I got a soft spot in my heart for Memphis.
Fair enough. All right, so that's week 0. So we technically have some games, but they're not on the slate to pick. I just believe in you got to do week 1. I'm old school. You got to do week 1.
Well, if we can pick, so I'm gonna go with TC. Let's pick the ACC games real quick.
All right, fine.
I do think we need to pick this NC State Virginia game.
Let me get out the pad. No, we'll pick them all. We'll pick all the ACC participant games, but the first game's easy. TCU's gonna win. Not betting on North Carolina to do anything this season. The real
it's just so dismissive.
The real bet or the real selection of North Carolina this season, what is the over-under of how many games they're going to allow Bill Belichick to coach before they replace him with Bobby Petrino? That's the real.
Everybody, all the media here have been joking about that.
It's going to happen. You know it's going to happen.
My gosh, the other day U of L made Paul Petrino available because for people who don't know, Paul Petrino, Bobby's younger brother, is the tight ends coach at U of L now.
Okay.
And they kind of look similar, but if you used to look at them, if you didn't know they were brothers, you wouldn't make this. But if you close your eyes and hear Paul talk, you swear it's Bobby. The voice is exactly the same.
Wow. I'm assuming you're going TCU as well.
Yes.
Okay. See, you don't believe either. You're just quieter about it than I am.
I'm just not as dismissive.
I'm
the comedic timing on that was fantastic.
I'm very dismissive. NC State and Virginia in Charlottesville.
It's a big game.
It is. CJ Bailey.
I said last week that I think NC State's a sneaky good team in the conference this year. But I think I'm going to go with Virginia at home.
That's not a hard game to for NC State to go because you're not going that far.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I know Virginia had a good season last year. I'm still not super sold on them yet.
I'm not either.
But I'm gonna go with them at home.
I'm gonna go with NC State since this is like our bye week of picks anyway. Yeah. So I'll take the risk and go NC State.
This won't count against us.
This won't count against us. So there you go. Hawaii and Stanford. Only because Hawaii has to leave their island and come.
It's not that far of a flight from Hawaii.
It's not that far, but they still got to leave their island and go to Stanford. I'm going to say Stanford at home. But I love watching Hawaii get ready for a game.
Yeah.
I would love to do that on this show once, but I don't know. We need to practice that since certain things are coming up. You may have to do that on film.
I haven't made my decision yet. Hold, give me 1 second.
I'm patient, brother. I'm patient.
Oh my goodness! I just looked at Stanford's stats from last year. Guess how many yards their leading rusher rushed for last year? Just take a wild guess.
Oh my god, they were awful last year. So I'm gonna say he got a solid 500.
He was a little bit more. 643 yards.
Oh, wow, Jesus! I was going for the joke.
Yeah. Hold on, even better. You ready for this?
Yes,
because college football is still weird and takes the rushing yards. So sack included in the rushing yards. But
right.
So taking that into an account, guess how many yards total Stanford rushed for last year as a team?
As a team,
take a swing. Take a swing.
As an entire team.
Yeah, keep it in mind. Keep it in mind that sack yards are included in those numbers.
And there are 85 players on this team. Is that correct? Is it 85?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Something there, 83, 85, something like that. Surely, as a team, they rushed for at least 1,000 yards. Surely.
1,014.
There you go. Okay. Barely.
As a team. And as I said, you got to include the sack yardage, but the sack
that's
yards,
quarterback, that's running backs, that's reverse plays.
They even had a receiver have -5 yards rushing on the season.
Shout out to him for at least trying to help the cause.
But even with that, so if you take away, they had 302 negative yards. So you take away those negative yards on there, and they still only have 1,300 yards rushing as a season.
Isn't that where Andrew Luck is?
Yep.
Like he's the GM or something?
Yeah. I think last year was his first year there, though.
He got a lot of work to do.
I mean,
that's got to be tough if you're Andrew Luck and you're watching that every week and you come from his background because he was a heck of a college player.
Yeah, but they weren't like world beaters when he was there.
No, they weren't world beaters, but
he was for Stanford.
But he was really good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they had a Heisman Trophy candidate when when Baker Mayfield won.
Yeah. I don't know.
And
now you may have talked me out of the Stanford thing. Now I'm thinking Hawaii.
Let's look at Hawaii real quick.
Now I'm saying Hawaii comes over and lays the smackdown. See what I did there?
Yes.
I'm a dad. I do dad jokes.
Oh, wow. What do you think Stanford rushed for as a team last year?
Hawaii?
I mean, Hawaii.
As a team. Well, see, they typically keep good linemen. So I'm going to say, as a team, at least 2,000 yards.
They rushed for what Stanford would have rushed for if they didn't have those negative yardage.
You know what? I'm going to stop playing with this game. Thank God this is the bye week.
They had 1,341 yards rushing.
Thank God. This is so basically this is an unwatchable game.
But Hawaii does. So I mean, they're known for throwing the ball anyway.
Right.
So we'll give them that. So they did throw for almost 4,000 yards last year. Their leading receiver had 963 yards receiving and 12 touchdowns.
But you know what's crazy?
Jackson Harris. Is he back?
But you know what's crazy, Kendrick? These are the games that we've given these ridiculous stats. It sounds like it's going to be an awful game, and it'll turn into a classic.
It'll be wild because
they're both bad.
We know that Hawaii's going to throw that thing. Hawaii's always done that.
All right, then I'm changing my thing.
Let me see if Jackson Harris is back.
I don't even care. I'm going Hawaii.
Hold on, I don't think he's back.
I don't care. I'm going Hawaii because Stanford's group is back, and so they're not.
Jackson Harris, their leading receiver is not back. So
yeah, I'm going Hawaii. I'll change my pick.
He was just a junior last year. Where did he go? I'm
changing my pick.
Oh, he went to LSU.
You're stalling. Who are you going with? You got to pick one of these ridiculous teams.
I'm not stalling on purpose. I just got distracted by
You're having a good
Jackson
time over there.
Harris.
Is what's happening. You're having a really good time. And I support it.
Jackson Harris is at LSU, by the way.
Of course he is, because everybody's at LSU. $50 million.
Thinking that Chelsea Clinton money.
That Chelsea Clinton money.
I'll go Hawaii. I'll go with
okay.
you.
So we won't go Hawaii on that one. And then New Mexico, Florida State rounds out our ACC games.
You know, in years past, this is an automatic.
In years past, that would be true. But also,
you just don't know what you're getting from Florida State from year to year.
The only good thing about this game is that it's at home. So, but I don't know if that's an advantage anymore.
Let's play my game again.
What's that?
How many yards as a team did New Mexico State rush for last season?
Oh my God!
As an entire unit.
As an entire unit, New Mexico State. They're in what conference are they in? They're in.
Do you want to go the entire team or what their leading rush and rush for? Or both?
No. We can do both, but I'll start with the team.
Okay.
They're in the WAC. Is it the WAC? What is it?
What are they in? Conference USA.
Oh, Conference USA. Okay.
Which is a high-powered offensive league.
It is. So I'm gonna say they needed a running game last year, but it failed them. I'm gonna say 1,500 yards.
Brother, as a team with only 22 negative yards, they rushed for 927 yards.
Didn't even crack 1,000 yards. Hold on.
Now do the leading rusher.
Oh, well, if they only rush for as a team for 900, the leading rusher can't have more than 4. I'm saying maybe 300 yards, 375.
Yeah, 438.
I was close. Listen,
it was close.
My guess game is on fire this morning. I'm in the margins of error.
But in their defense, they did throw for 3,000 yards.
Well, that helps, but I'm sure they didn't win many games.
They had 3 receivers over 500 yards for the season.
So they averaged in 12 games 81 yards a game as a team. That's crazy.
And even crazy. Oh my goodness! I just noticed something else. As even crazier, they ran the ball more than they threw it.
You can't make.
Well, they had more rushing attempts than they had receptions. To put it like
you can't make this up. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't lie.
They had as a team. They had 472 passing attempts and 357 rushing attempts, but they only had 276 receptions.
So they're committed for sure to the run. They decided we're going to try to run it.
With this knowledge,
it's not going to work. It's not going to work, but we're going to try it.
With this knowledge in hand,
yeah,
I'm gonna have to go Seminoles.
Give Florida State. In honor of Charlie Ward, give me Seminoles.
But for S's and giggles,
you going to Florida State?
Ooh.
It wasn't. I don't think it's much better.
Take a wild guess on who Florida State's leading rusher was last season.
Probably Thomas Castellano.
You would be correct.
Yeah, probably.
You would be correct. He had 557 yards rushing.
Yeah, he was the sole running game, which is why I don't understand why everybody's saying this that the one kid's going to have this breakout season. Based on what?
Well, where they were saying that about Georgia Tech's running back.
I thought they were saying that about Deuce Robinson.
He's a receiver. Deuce Robinson's a receiver.
Well, who am I talking about? There's a running back that they said was going to have a breakout season. Keep your eye on this running back. He's going to have a breakout season. I'm trying to remember who it was.
If it's anybody from this last year's team, it'll either be Gavin Sawchuk, Usman Kromah, or Sam Singleton.
Let's see. I thought it was a name that popped up.
Sawchuk had 8 touchdowns last season.
Maybe that's why. Maybe he's good in close quarters. Listen, Into that. That did it
Maybe
really
Usman
fast.
Kromah. It's either Usman Kromah or Sammy Singleton, which I'm thinking might be Sammy Singleton.
Okay.
He did have 4 touchdowns last season. Kromah didn't have a touchdown.
Well, there are your
Singleton averaged 7 yards per carry. He doesn't get the ball that much. So it's probably him.
Well, there are your first Saturday games. Now, Thursday, when we come on the air next Thursday, we will start selecting the actual games that started with probably Georgia Tech and Colorado, which I'm curious to see that one only because I fear the end is near.
Yeah.
With the Colorado experiment. As much as I'd like to see Deion succeed.
Oof, those games on that Thursday, that's the only good one.
Yeah, the Thursday games is only because Labor Day weekend is coming up and we just got to get games. We got to get games going here. But yeah, I fear the end is near with Colorado and Georgia Tech. I really do. But we'll see. We'll all see together what Deion does. Deion says he's very excited, which I'm not sure what else he's supposed to say. He's supposed to say, "Look, I am worried.
Which is why I tell people all the time that I hate talking season and I hate media days. What else are they going to say?
They can't say anything. They got to say we have championship aspirations.
Right.
No coach is going
to go in there like, yeah, we're going to be bad.
Come out and say this. Hey, this is a full-on crapshoot. I don't know what we're getting out here, but anyway, all right. Can I do this just because we haven't done it in so long, and I miss it? I'd love to just for our own, we've turned this show into a full-on mashup, ladies and gentlemen, and so we just want to just because we haven't done this in so long.
Scoop, and y'all, we got it. 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 That's how we go. This is how it games. The press pro. That's how it goes. This is how it games. The press pro. That's how it goes. This is how it games. The press pro. That's how it goes. This is how it games. The press pro. And now, get ready for Kendrick Haskins and Lloyd Spence, the press and the pros. Let's go.
You can't see it, but I'm actually crip walking right now.
I am too.
Yeah, I got my legs going real hard, and then I'm chunking my. I don't know why this is necessary.
Like it looks calm up top.
I don't know why this is necessary, but it's like very necessary. You can't even do it unless you do this.
It's cool. Hey, oh, yeah.
You gotta put your elbows out and I don't know.
Yeah, that's what we doing right here.
Yeah, right here. California love. You gotta enunciate everything. It's Cali, homie.
Just ride the whip.
By the way, I love that song. Can I just tell you, I love that song. I'm obsessed with that song. Jesus Christ, I dread so sick of. I ain't got none, but I'm thinking about
growing some.
Oh my God. It's a great line. How did he come up with that? Okay. All right. Shout out to E40.
E40 is a poet.
He's the nut, but I love it. I love him so.
Get off of your head like a neurologist.
A neurologist.
Push more weight than Atlas. Got a partner named Tupacalypse. Hey, there's not a more distinguishable voice than E40.
It's
Nobody
very,
sounds like E40.
it is uncopyable. That's the word. You cannot copy that voice at all. He's one of one for sure. Okay, so Press and Pros. That's when we switch over and talk about basketball and all other stuff.
It's just as crazy.
Listen, the madness doesn't end. We're just getting started. Like the Lakers situation has gotten no better, or Flip My Lakers is being trending, is being trending on social media. Flip My Lakers. There's a lot of question as to whether Mark Walters actually, not Mark Walters, Jared Kushner and Bob Iger actually have the dough to make this transaction, and because it's not official yet. It's all of what we're talking about is theoretical, up to and including the bus boys getting in on the Padres sale. I don't know what money they're using for the Padres sale because they have not got a check yet from the Lakers sale. That's not done. And also, Jenny Buss is like, hold up. And
Hey.
right. So she's got a judge that has an injunction, or she's asking a judge to put an injunction on the sale, or at least the bus part of the sale. So I don't know what the hell's going on. Huh?
Because she has final say.
Well, she says she does. And maybe she does. I don't know. The 2000, I think it's like a 2016 injunction where she had final say then. And so I don't know if that holds up now, because there's this tag along clause in the latest contract when he sold to Mark Walters, that if Mark Walters sold the team, in some, nobody saw him selling it in less than a year, but if he sold the team, they could tag along and get a portion of that sale. So this is a crazy, crazy situation. And I've said all of that to say, I don't know what the hell Jonathan Kuminga is doing. That man turned down 3 years, $36 million to play for 2 years at 12.4 for Minnesota.
Well,
your silence has said more than anything else you could have said.
I think we're starting to see why Golden State didn't really want to play this dude.
Bruh.
And it seems like decision making is not his strong suit.
This is giving Dennis Schroeder right now. Like, it really is. Like, what do you do? So I'm trying to understand, does he not understand how math works? Because 36 is far more than 12. Always has been. So what are you doing?
He turned down 3 for 36 or 2 for 12. If he takes the 36, he makes per year what he's getting for 2 years.
For 2 years. And you know what his excuse was?
I'm not good at math, but the math ain't mathing.
Right. I'm better than that. I'm better than that for sure. And his excuse was, I want to be able to control my future. Hey, man, you stop that right now. You put those drugs down right now. Okay? Hold on. I'm talking to you like a dad would. Get in here and put that weed down and get in here. It's crazy. Control your future. What are you talking? You don't think $36 million is going to help you control your future? Feels like it would to me. As we know, shout out to Killer Cam. He's a diehard Laker fan. We have these Laker conversations all the time. He was very disappointed.
Different Killer Cam from the other Killer.
From the five, yeah. Not that Cam, the other Cam.
He's a big Knicks fan.
Yeah. He called me and said, man, I'm a little disappointed. I said, I'm not, because when a business deal starts bad, it's going to end worse. And the fact that it took you all summer long to get $12 million, you held out all summer for $12 million total, not per year, total. Fam, something is wrong with you.
I'm thinking what happened. Well, I would imagine what happened is when he turned down that 36, Atlanta was like, we're not offering you that again. And so I think, and he ended up having to settle for the 2 for $12 because that was all that was on the table.
Well, it depends on who you believe.
I mean, let's just go by logic and what we've seen in the past.
Yeah,
that's because that's all we can go on. He played himself. He turned down that 36, thinking he can get more money. He couldn't. He went out on the open market, couldn't get more than that, and Atlanta probably took back their deal.
But that's the problem I'm having with him. Who is advising you, sir? Because the only person that didn't know that you weren't getting a big deal is you. Everybody else knew you weren't worth that. And the fact that you left Golden
Atlanta's
State,
overpaying because 2 for $12 is actually probably more on par for what we've seen from him.
Here's how you got to know your value. A championship team let you walk out of the building without breaking a sweat. And they are a
championship team who the player that they got to basically replace you anyway, in Jimmy Butler, tore his ACL. And they still let you walk. They are more comfortable with letting you walk than paying you to replace the guy that's going to be out most of the season. That should tell you everything you need to know about what your value is. And also, the league saw that happen in real time. So guess what they're thinking? Well, damn, if Golden State don't want him, who desperately needs players right now? They don't even have a full roster yet. Right.
If they don't want you, that says a lot about where they think you are, because they're not going to be wrong. They're not going to be wrong. They've been right a lot, although Mike Dunleavy's right is very much in question right now. But it's mind blowing. This Kuminga thing is mind blowing to me. But I'm very comfortable as a Laker fan with him turning us down. I'm very comfortable with that because I understand what it means to play under the bright lights, and if you can't handle it, then you probably do need to go to Minnesota where it's cold and rainy and dark.
But that's going to be, I mean, he's still playing with Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball. The lights are going to be just as bright in Minnesota. Matter of fact, they're probably going to be brighter in Minnesota than they were going to be in Golden State this year. And they're definitely going to be brighter than Atlanta.
Well, it'll definitely be that for sure. I don't get his thought process at all. I'm like you, decision making.
But I will say this. I will say this though.
Yeah.
Basketball reasons wise, it's a pretty good move, especially for Minnesota. To pair
only if
LaMelo. They don't have a slasher.
I agree, but it only works if he can start to transition into the potential player that he is, that his talent says that he is. If he's still, because right now
he's probably still coming off the bench, to be honest with you, because I forgot about whatchamacallit that had a breakout season year in the playoffs.
Oh, the kid, the kid they just re-signed, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to be. It feels like this is going to be much to do about nothing because he doesn't know how to get out of his own way. But we'll see. We will see. We will see, and we'll see it quickly. Other news, real quick. The Pels signed Benedict Mathurin, which I think is a good signing for them. I'm not sure what the
Jaden McDaniels is who we was talking about for Minnesota, by the way.
Yes. I don't know what the Pelicans are doing. I like Benedict Mathurin. I think he's a solid player. And I think I
don't think Indiana should ever let him go in the first place.
No, I agree with that 100%. But I don't know what the Pelicans are doing. Like, I have no idea.
Nobody ever knows what the Pelicans are doing.
Yeah.
They might be the Cleveland Browns of the NBA.
I would have thought that Joe Dumars would have straightened all of this out by now, but it has not gotten any better. Maybe he got caught in a beignet restaurant.
It's just such a bad organization that it's just going to take time because he's only been there a year or two now.
Yeah, it's been about a year. I just thought he got caught in a beignet restaurant and got distracted. It's like, man, this is really good.
I think it's a thing of where the team really doesn't want to get rid of Zion, and he's stuck. So he's just got to make.
Are we though? Because There's nothing else to do.
Yeah, but the owner's looking at it like he still puts butts in seats when he does play. He did play the most games he's played in his career last season. He had his best season last year.
He did. It was wildly unimpactful, but yes, he did technically.
It was empty calories, but at the same time, it's not his fault that the rest of the team didn't perform because he did his part. And so the owner looks at that and it's like, this is still the best player we've ever had here with the Pelicans outside of Anthony Davis, and he probably doesn't want to get rid of him, and so Dumars is kind of hamstrung with what he can do.
Is there players that go up in the New Orleans rafters as all-time greats like Chris Paul, Anthony Davis? Do they go in the all-time like? Do
Chris
they
Paul
hang jerseys?
If they ever get to that point, I mean, they'll probably hang Chris Paul's up there. They got to.
I would think so.
Yeah, they'll have to hang Chris Paul. The way the Anthony Davis thing ended, probably not. And outside of that is Zion.
But Anthony Davis is the second most accomplished New Orleans Pelican ever.
He also
may be the most. Yeah.
He also wore a T-shirt in his final year on the sideline that says "That's all, folks."
Then there's that.
So that did not end well in New Orleans.
It didn't end well. It was a bad divorce. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, and I'm not. And it doesn't appear that they know what they're doing either. And that usually speaks to constant and consistent disastrous moves. And so shout out to them for being consistently bad. They have, if anything else, nothing else, they've been consistently bad. So, all right. Well, New Orleans made their move, their big move of the offseason. I'm trying to think of what else is going on here that as far as we've talked. Oh, Clay going to the Miami.
Going to Miami. Yeah.
I'm hearing rumors.
What, Steph?
No.
What?
No, Kyrie.
I hadn't heard that.
That they're not done with. Dallas is not done they're trying to hold on or justify not getting rid of Kyrie, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense to keep Kyrie. And I think that's what Masai is struggling with right now. Because
Kyrie is such a fan favorite in Dallas.
He is. And he loves Dallas. He loves Dallas.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like they may be in the same situation with New Orleans with Zion. Even though I don't know how much New Orleans fans love Zion, but
I don't think they love him. I think the
owner does. It's a sticky situation. I think if Kyrie ended up in Miami, Miami's a serious contender for the Eastern Conference.
I agree 100%.
Because, you can point at Clay's numbers being down, but when you look at what was around Clay in Dallas and what's going to be around him in Miami, Clay's numbers, he's not going to be Golden State Clay.
He's never going to be that anymore. Yeah.
No, and especially on the defensive end. But you can make up for that. They'd be a serious contender in the East if they can get Kyrie.
I'd put them in the conversation if they got Kyrie. Now we're having Kyrie and Giannis and Bam feels like a team that could contend.
Yeah.
So I would like that. I think, and I don't think Pat's done, by the way. I think
he's not. I don't think he's done either.
Yeah, I don't think he's done.
Pat desperately wants another chip because he's getting up there
before he walks out the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wants to set that franchise up for long-term success before he walks out the door.
Yeah.
So I stay tuned to that one, like the Kyrie thing.
Yeah. I hadn't heard that. That's super interesting, and I think that would be a great move.
Yeah.
I don't know what they give up for that unless it's another multi-team trade.
What I heard was, oh gosh, let me pull up the roster. My ESPN is tripping. Like, it's not showing me all of the teams.
Yeah, mine did the same thing. Go to standings and you get all the teams.
Okay, so that's what's happening. It's not me. It's ESPN.
Yeah, ESPN.
All right, well, I appreciate that. I'll tell you who the names are if I can just pull up the roster here. The names that I heard. It was is Jovic still on the team? I'm trying to remember. I feel like it was Jovic and
no,
Picks.
Jovic isn't there anymore.
Okay, on this depth
Oh
chart.
yeah, he is. I'm sorry, yeah, he is. I see.
Okay, yeah, no,
it would have to be Jovic. It would have to be Jovic.
I was told I thought because I couldn't remember the name, and I said let me see it and then I'll know it. It was Jovic and it was one other player that I don't remember, but Jovic was the centerpiece, and then of course Picks. So that to me is way more valuable to Dallas right now.
They need
anything else. Yeah. They need depth. They need picks. They need youth that can run with Cooper Flag. You're not winning the title anytime soon anyway, so why not start building a roster that makes sense? And
Andrew Wiggins making $30 million.
Yeah, he's still on his Golden State contracts.
Wow.
Yeah, Andrew Wiggins is doing all right in this league.
Klay Thompson's just getting 17. Bobby Portis.
Klay Thompson took a pay cut.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he took a pay cut. So he's now making, I think
they are really high on Ryan Conwell. That's crazy.
They believe in Ryan Conwell.
I think Ryan's going to be a good NBA player.
Especially on this team, because all he'll have to do is focus on the skill set of defense and shooting threes.
Yeah, and he can bully ball.
And yeah, he can do a little bit of that. So he should do well. So, okay. So other than the Lakers and that, the Wolves sale finally went through. So they now have new ownership. I think that was the only one that went through that I can remember. There's not a whole lot of news. Finally, the LeBron stuff has calmed down, so that's good. Blake Griffin is getting a talk show. Who wants to see that?
Well, Blake Griffin is he had a stand-up comedy career there for a minute.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't understand that.
I've heard, because we really don't know that much about Blake Griffin, but I've heard that Blake Griffin's supposed to be hilariously funny. He's
okay.
So
well, he's getting a show called The Step Back with Blake Griffin.
Because he doesn't take himself seriously. Even if you watch him on Amazon, he doesn't take himself too seriously.
Well, that's where he's going. He's going to Amazon. He struck a deal with Amazon.
He's already on Amazon anyway.
Okay, so there you go. All right, so that's all of your NBA news. Now we get into some other stuff, or like we like to call on the show, other-ish. I guess we got to touch the Deshaun thing. Are you comfortable with the Deshaun decision? I'm gonna be honest with you. I was shocked right up until I heard Graziano say there's a dead cap hit. And then I went and looked at the dead cap hit money, and it's somewhere between 127 and 131 that they would have to pay him 46 this year, 36 next year, and 51 in 2028. And once I saw that, I was like, oh, well, this should have ended weeks ago.
Nothing that comes out of Cleveland shocks me. Nothing. Unless it's something that makes sense.
But whatever makes sense in Cleveland, though, whatever makes sense.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you, I thought that they might nix it when he did that ridiculous press conference. That press conference could not have gone worse if he tried.
That's like I said yesterday when I was on the radio yesterday.
Yeah.
I feel like Cleveland has a dartboard of just bad ideas. And they'll throw a dart, and whichever bad idea it lands on, that's what they go with.
like Blake Man, like on Blake Man. These are the stories we're going to run with.
Bam! Start the quarterback who just dissed the fans. Yes.
The one thing about that press conference that was so bad is the levels of tone deafness that he has. This ain't about what happened on the field. This is about what other stuff. Right. Deshaun, right. That's exactly right. It's about the other stuff that has kept you from being on the field. Yes, you are one. Are you not getting that? Why are you so confused by this? Sir, you literally started your tenure there with an 11-game suspension because you like happy endings. That's how the whole thing started.
what is it, 32 lawsuits?
30, it got up to like 32 or some ridiculous number like that. And I'm saying, fam, pay attention to your life. And by the way, I have looked on record to this point. He has not once apologized for any of it. Not one time. In fact, Saturday he doubled down and says, "Do you regret anything?" He said, "I don't regret anything.
I have no
I've done
regret
in my life."
Yeah.
You don't regret anything?
This
Wow. You tone deaf, bro.
This dude don't take responsibility for nothing.
So somebody asked me, how do you think he's going to do? And I said, well, are you faster than you were 4 years ago?
After multiple injuries?
If you tore your ACL, do you think you're going to be faster than you were before you tore your ACL? No.
I wonder if, well, hey, we know that money is the reason why he's starting. Part of the reason
100%.
why he's starting. But other part of it too is they do have a decent receiving core.
They do, but I don't think that's the strategy. I don't think it has anything to do with that.
No.
No. Go ahead. You go first. Yeah.
They have a decent receiving core.
They do.
They know they're not going to win this year.
Right.
And there's like, we're just playing out the season to get, because it's a good quarterback draft next year to get one of these quarterbacks.
That's possible, but
this is a really good quarterback draft.
That's possible, but I'm not. The language of the press conference with Todd Monken was not lost on me.
But Todd Monken has proven himself to not be someone who should not have a microphone in his face.
Yeah, he's not great. He's not great. I'm going to start there. And by the way, he almost tells you exactly what they're doing if you pay attention to what he's saying. Mm-hmm. He said, quote, Deshaun Watson is the starter for week 1.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay, I got it. And he said he gives us the best possible chance to win on the road. Got it. So, number one, you don't think you should be starting him. You don't want to start Shedeur out on the road. You want to start him in a home environment where the home crowd loves him. You don't want to start him in the Jaguars building and shake his confidence right off the very bat.
Because Jaguars are a good team.
Right, because the Jaguars are a good team. So I got it. I got that part. Number two, you want to be able to tell the owner, see, he really is that bad.
And it's very possible. It's very much. I hadn't thought about that, but it's very much possible because
like your first guy. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because your first point about it being a road game and in a tough environment, it's not like it should do his first start. That part doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
But the other side of it does make sense.
It doesn't, but also it's the Browns. So
Well, yeah.
If I try to follow real logic, I'm never going to figure out what the Browns are doing. But if I go down rabbit holes that make zero sense, probably going to land in somewhere in Cleveland. So I think what they're trying to do is justify to the owner, because this is from all that I've heard, and I actually even got some inside information this week about the situation, and they said everybody knows beyond a shadow of a doubt that Shedeur has outplayed him. It's not nobody's lost in that thought process. It's the money, it's the dollar amount, and it's the fact that the owner can't wrap his head around the fact that I'm going to have $131 million backup quarterback. Which, hey, listen, I agree, but also you made that deal. Right. You did this to yourself. Nobody made you sign that dude to that deal. No. You did that. So It is what it is. So I think the only thing that can save Deshaun at this point is winning. And it's also the type of winning that he does. Like, if he is the reason why they're winning, he will have that job. But if there are other reasons, like they're kicking 5 field goals a game, or the defense is making these magnanimous plays and they're winning that way, but they're getting no offensive production. Right. And that's what I'm saying. There really is I know people were kind of upset that Shedeur didn't get the job, but also I don't think you're going to have to worry that long. This doesn't feel like
be a long play. This could be a long play. for like you said, for Monken to prove to the ownership that this dude is not the dude.
He's not the dude. And
I don't even think it's so
obviously
much about, and to your point, I don't even think it's so much about Shador being the dude. It's just proving that Deshaun's not.
Right. It's more of that than anything.
Yeah.
It's not that Shador, because if we're being honest, had Shador snatched this job away, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. But that's not what happened. He didn't snatch the job away. He's just better than the guy that hasn't played in 4 years.
Exactly.
So that's all we're talking about. So this is the most talked about fifth-round player that I think we've ever had in the history of the NFL. Like, he is.
Well, somebody had brought up a good point. For a team that has been awful the whole time they've been back, they've only had like a couple of decent seasons. They get talked about a lot.
A lot. How are you leading SportsCenter, but you're not leading your conference? You're not leading your division. You're not even the best team in Cleveland. You're not even the best team. Like, you're not better than some of the college teams in Ohio. Like, what are we talking about right now? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the Deshaun Watson thing. The Michael Penix thing and Tua, it has pretty much worked itself out. Tua is awful. God bless the kid. I hate that he's had like 1,000 concussions, but it's just what it is. And it's not going to get it. I don't see an end in sight in that.
Nope.
And so Michael Penix is it, or they'll be in the draft next year. And it's crazy because Atlanta is the kind of team that they have so much talent on the offensive side of the ball that if they could just
the best running back in the league.
By far. By far. By far.
And they are wasting that man's prime.
And oh my God. I know he had to sign the contract because doggone it, they were paying most money, and you can't turn that down. But also, can you just get him a little bit? Like, I'm not sure why they didn't go after Geno or Kyler. That would have made more sense. But
Tua,
than Tua. Jesus. Like, so anyway, they're in a weird situation.
The NFL eliminating the Pro Bowl. How about that?
Well, I was gonna get to that last because there's something that kind of hit quietly yesterday that I'm not sure a lot of people were aware of. The Discipline On-Field Committee came up with new rules violations to keep or that affect injuries to players. So the NFLPA, NFL came up with a joint statement and said there's going to be a greater emphasis on 5 rule violations: the hip drop tackle, the horse collar tackle, launching, hits on defenseless players, and I always struggle with whatever that means, but hit on defenseless player and blindside blocks. Any player who commits 3 of these 5 offenses during a season will receive a 1-game suspension. And I was like, really?
So there's 3 strikes law.
I was like, wow. And then there's another part that says, go ahead.
Only one of those that really kind of bugs me is the blindside block. Because if you have a blocking assignment, it's not your fault if the person you're supposed to block
is not
looking at you. Were you supposed to just stop and wait for him to turn around? I mean,
excuse me, sir. I'm about to block you.
I'm about to block you.
You turn around and let me block you. And to that same point, hit on a defenseless player. What does that mean? Like, if you're on the football field and this kid is not aware that somebody could potentially hit them, how is that my fault? Unless he's walking off the field and I hit him.
Well, then there are what you're talking about is when it's paper razor thin. It could go either way, but there are sometimes when it's like blatantly obvious, and hopefully that's what they're talking about. I get what you're saying though, because there are sometimes they're rule defenseless and it's a bang bang play,
right?
But the times when somebody comes over the middle, maybe they drop it, and if they take a step or two, you're supposed to be able to see that and stop, but they don't. We've seen that, and so I think that's that should be what the rule is. But like, and I'm fine with it if it's a play like that, something that's blatant. But if it's razor thin, letter of the law type stuff, then I don't think that should count.
I just don't want referees looking for opportunities to take players out of the game because they're doing things that are questionable. Like everything should not be questioned all the time.
Right.
Now, the only one that I will say, the hip drop, yes, 100%.
Yes.
That's dangerous. Horse collar, same thing. Dangerous. Yeah. Launching, yes, but also let's be sure, let's define that better than just saying launching. Because if you're talking Ryan Clark violent launching, okay, yeah. If you're talking he's just making a form tackle, no, that's not launching. So,
right.
So I don't know what, and just because he did it well, I don't want to penalize a guy for doing his job well.
Right.
So that's the weird part about that whole thing. So, and then the other part of this rule that's really strange is that players who commit just one violation will get 50% of the amount they are fined back at the conclusion of the season. Players who commit just one offense will receive the full amount of their fine returned to them at the end of the season. So you're going to get fined, but not really.
This brings me back to famous Dominique Foxworth quote when he said, when he was the head of the players union and he went into his first meeting just thinking that these guys, these owners or whatever, have to be super smart because they're rich. And then 2 seconds into the meeting, he realized they're not as smart. They're not smarter than me.
Yeah, they just
all these people are not smart.
They're not. They just got there before you did.
Right. Or they're Nepo babies.
Right.
And like some of these is
we're giving the money back. What about all these charities that it was going to though? What are they gonna do now that you're getting all the money
so
back?
what are they gonna hold up before they donate to the charity till the end of the season now?
I have yet to hear any of these charities named, by the way, but that's a whole other
thing, yeah.
Okay, so yes, as Kendrick alluded to earlier, the Pro Bowl is no more. Roger Goodell has decided we don't need that. We'll just honor the players. I don't know what that means, that we're going to honor the players. I guess we're going to send them like a fruit basket.
Well, the good thing about that is you won't have people like Huntley becoming a Pro Bowler.
Right, because he's got to replace somebody.
The Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowlers are going to be the Pro Bowlers. It's not going to be people just getting hurt and somebody sliding in there becoming a Pro Bowler.
So how about this? How about we stop calling it the Pro Bowl, come up with a whole different name? Because it's stupid to call it the Pro Bowl if there's no Pro Bowl. We'll just call it NFL first team, second team, third team, and leave it at that. But yeah, it's kind of a ridiculous situation. There will be no. Basically, they just said they're just saying there's no replacement selections anymore. There's no. I hate that they're eliminating the all-star aspect of it completely, though, because I do think it would be. It's cool for the fans to get some version of an experience, but I don't know what that experience would look like. I hate the game. The game's awful, but some version of some experience with the fans seems.
Yeah, I just don't know what that is because it's a game where that's so inherent for injuries.
Well, I was
even when they play flag football, I mean, that's just an injury waiting to happen.
Yeah, I didn't like the flag game at all. But I did like the tug of war thing and the dodgeball thing. Those are kind of cool and fun and. It doesn't have anything to do with football, but it's fun, and it gives the fans an opportunity to be in front of. So I wish they would do some version of that, but I don't know. They're saying we're just going to get rid of all of it, and
the thing is like it's gotten such negative response.
Well, because it's bad. Because it's bad. It's like really bad,
and it's a thing where it's obvious they can't figure out how to fix it. So there's like, you know what? But at some point, though, we all know it'll come back in some form or fashion.
Yeah, they're just gonna take it away.
They just taking some time off to figure out what they want to do.
So, all right, so that's NFL. I guess that's most of the NFL news. Am I missing anything from the NFL? I think that was pretty much it. Other than the Jared York thing.
Shout out to my boy Harry Douglas doing his thing on First Take right now.
Harry, love Harry.
Harry Douglas.
Jed York. I said Jared York. Jed York. What happened? He got caught in a prostitution ring. Is that what happened in Ohio?
Apparently, yeah, in a trailer park.
He was attempting to pay $100. I wasn't familiar with this story. He's attempted to pay $106 for sex with a woman he believed to be a prostitute. So he knew she was a prostitute. Like, hey, how much is this?
In a trailer park.
First of all, let me say this. Am I Jed York is the owner of the 49ers, right? Am I wrong about that? He's the owner. Fam, you can't afford somebody more than $160? Are you seriously Walmarting it on the
You're the owner of the 49ers. You need to go that route in the first place.
Like you're at Aldi's trying to get like, what are we doing right now? Like he's like, hey, all these cornflakes is as good as any other cornflakes.
Crunchy O's are just like Fruit Loops.
Just because it comes in a plastic bag doesn't mean it doesn't taste the same. What are you doing, Jed? Said Jed's a millionaire. Kid folks said, Jed, move away from here.
These people are no smarter than we are.
This is for sure evidence to prove that the idiots are running the asylum.
Yeah.
$160. So now you're going to be suspended in the league for X amount of games. They may cost you draft picks. Who knows what Roger Goodell is going to do because you want to spend $160. You can't make this stuff up.
Nope.
You cannot make this stuff.
You cannot.
All right. You didn't watch any of the Dunk Man contest, did you?
I watched some of it. I literally did just the other night.
Okay.
I
gotta be honest with you.
The highest rated dunk or whatever, and I didn't even think that was the best dunk I saw that night. But
yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't. I'll say this. First of all, we're gonna have to stop saying the white men can't jump. Clearly, they can. And well, some of them very, very well. And then secondly, I now feel a way about the dunking contest. I feel a way about it because I'm saying. Now, granted, these guys are literal professional dunkers. This is all they do. They probably can't hoop worth a quarter, but they can dunk the basketball. Mm-hmm. But even on a base level, I now feel a way about the dunking contest to the point where I'm saying, if this is the standard, then I don't want to see the dunking contest in the NBA anymore. It doesn't. I'm not going to be satisfied watching guys go through motions and take 50 times to get one dunk in. I'm not going to be satisfied with that anymore. So I say either let Shaq run the dunking contest. That's A. B, let Shaq completely control the dunk contest and do some version of this during All-Star Weekend where maybe the NBA player sponsors a kid. Like maybe it's like betting. Like the dunkers are the chips and you push them into the middle of the table to dunk and every player bets on that kid or something. So then there's a pot that comes out of it. And there's a $250,000 pot or a $30,000 pot or whatever it is at the end of the night. And then that's how it works. But I don't want to see mediocre dunking anymore. Not after I've seen this.
I see where you're coming from. And I agree to an extent. My only pushback is there's still something about an actual NBA player winning the dunk contest.
I agree, but they won't do it. They won't go do it.
I know. And
so and when they do it, they suck at it. They're not good anymore. Like we've had the last good one was Zach and Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
Everybody else has been subpar at best. Even when Donovan Mitchell won it, he was just okay. He didn't do anything memorable. I don't even remember how he won.
Part of the thing with Donovan's dunks is his arms are so long. A lot of times it doesn't feel like he jumps that high. It's just he gets the dunk because his arms are so long. Yeah, but he does have hops. It's just weird, and it looks kind of weird because he does have such long arms.
Yeah.
So,
shout out to Donovan too, by the way, who's now a happily married man.
Happy nuptials, yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Donovan.
Plus, I read that she's getting they're working on a sequel, or not a sequel, but a spinoff.
A spinoff. I saw that yesterday.
For Hillary.
They don't need that. That show was good ending when it did.
They don't need that.
Who's asking for this?
I'll be honest with you. I felt a way about it myself because I was thinking, I've never thought to myself, whatever happened to the Hillary Banks character? I've never had that conversation with myself. So I don't know.
Well, they're cashing in because she's the most popular character in real life.
Coco Jones is winning in life right now. In every aspect of life, she's killing it.
Yeah.
So I get it.
So I get it, but I'm just like, because like that show was a good premise, and it started out good, but it jumped the shark big time.
They lost their way.
It got so outlandish and so just unrealistic. And
they for sure lost their way. It got real weird in that last season. You were like, what are we doing here? Yeah. And they ruined Jeffrey. Jeffrey started out amazing character. Yeah. And then by the end, you were like, y'all don't know what to do with Jeffrey, do you? Like,
they're making the actual Jeffrey the head gangster.
Right. I was like, what? This is crazy. But,
it just got too far. And
sometimes you can lose your way. It happens.
Yeah, and there's other aspects of you and I have talked about off air too about that.
Yes, 100%.
Talk about on air. It's just like, come on,
100%. 100%. We got to talk about the elephant in the room. I mean, Dolly Parton. Gee whiz.
R.I.P.
Man, that was a shocker. That was definitely a shocker.
That woman is universally loved. She did so much for the Black community people didn't know about, and she was one of a kind.
Dolly is an advocate, a strong advocate. She was a strong advocate. She loved her Black people. There's a funny story. There's a funny story that Jackie Harry tells. If you ever get a chance to see that interview, she said she was meeting with Dolly Parton one time. They were out in some celebrity event or whatever it was, and Jackie said, "Do you feel a way about Whitney Houston taking your song and turning it into, it's kind of like her song now?" And she said, "Hold on." And she reached in her purse and pulled out a royalty check. And the check said $1 million. She said, "What do you think? You think I'm mad at Whitney Houston for singing my song?" No. Whitney built Dolly World single-handedly.
One of my favorite quotes from Dolly I just saw today. It said, "I may be laid back, but I can lean forward real quick." I'm like, she hung around us a lot.
She did. You know what's funny? I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said, "Man, Dolly was my first crush." I said, "You know what? I think she probably was mine too, because I'm
in there.
Best
little whorehouse in Texas."
Why does every young Black man know that movie?
Part of it is that movie came on like every day on HBO back in the day.
My God, yes.
For the young people in the crowd. For the young people in the crowd, HBO, when we were kids, showed everything, and they showed this same like 10 movies every day. Yeah. At Best Little House in Texas was always on. That movie was always on. All the Cannonball Run movies were always on.
Yep. They were limited in what
Smokey
they had.
and the Bandit was always on television.
Watch Smokey and the Bandit 1 million times on HBO. all three versions, all three movies.
Love
1, 2,
Smokey
and 3.
And the Bandit.
But yeah, and then I'm gonna tell you the uncomfortable part. Said out loud. And my other homeboy said this to me yesterday. He said, "I think we were all hoping for that one moment."
In time.
Because Dolly, let's keep it gangster. Dolly was beautiful. She's a beautiful woman.
Supposedly Richard Pryor had that moment.
And she was no. Are you being serious?
That's a rumor that's out there.
Does he remember? Because he be on that.
Well, Rich ain't remember nothing right now.
I'm sorry. We are back to church. Here we are back to church.
Dear Lord.
This would have happened if Charlie was here.
You are so right.
Cats
away, the mice will play.
See what happens with the past name president. Anything is possible. But everybody loved Dolly. We'll leave it alone before we get ourselves in trouble. Everybody loved Dolly. Everybody.
Yeah. Dolly was a real one, man. She did so much for so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dolly was a real one.
Yeah, 100%. And then
like Marilyn Monroe low key. Well, it's not even as low key anymore. There's more and more has come out in the past few years how much she actually did. So,
we got some advocates out there. And then the great Tim Curry passed.
Yeah.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. That wasn't my jam, but
no,
I love that. But for me, it was Clue. I am a Clue fan.
That's how I knew Tim Curry is from Clue.
Yeah, he was brilliant in Clue. He was brilliant. But Tim Curry's a great actor. Did a lot of stuff out there. You go look at his IMDb, you'd be like, God, this man was busy. He passed yesterday as well. So, and then I want to give some love to the people of Nepal. That was crazy. You see that?
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I thought that was AI.
I did too. That did not look real at all.
This has got to be AI. I'm like, this is AI. There's no way this is real. And then you keep reading the reports, and then, man, that was crazy. Mudslide and just water damage and missing people. And so thoughts and prayers to the people of Nepal going through that horrific situation. So, okay, what else? Is there anything else we're watching? Or I watched the Vince Young.
How was that? I haven't watched that. Who actually put it together? Was it a Vince Young vehicle? I'm not watching it.
So let me say this. I don't know if Vince was the EP, but his influence to the doc was very heavy because they left out a sizable chunk of why Vince Young's career fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about him going bankrupt, but they didn't get into the specifics as to why. And we in the media, we know the specifics. Vince was blowing money like he was at a strip club, like he was just tossing it in the air. I was told at one point Vince was spending like 20, 30 grand a week on just taking his boys out to eat. And I mean, Vince had a wild season, and that didn't make the doc. What did make the doc was his version of the suicide story. For those who may or may not know, that there was somebody called Jeff Fisher and said Vince is riding around with a gun and he's suicidal. And Jeff called him and said, hey, come up to the facility. And when he got there, the police were waiting for him. A therapist was waiting for him and all this different things. And allegedly, Vince told the therapist that he felt suicidal. Now, Vince in the doc denied it rigorously. But, I don't know. I don't know how high Vince was at that time either. So I don't know this. So it was to me, it was an incomplete documentary. Like it didn't tell the full Vince Young story. So so when I tell you to watch it, if you want to get some understanding of Vince Young, yes. But I don't think you're gonna get a full understanding of Vince Young.
That's why I asked it, who was behind the vehicle.
And I'm not, and
I didn't behind it, and I don't know.
Like I said, I don't know if he's behind it, but for sure there were certain things he decided that he was going to talk about.
Because when nowadays, like all these people, like documentaries, it's not these biopic documentaries are not what's worth watching because they're all just puff pieces for these players.
Yeah.
including the Michael Jordan thing. I love MJ and I love that documentary, but still, as long as the subject involved is involved in the production of the documentary, you're not going to get the full story. You're getting their story.
Yeah. I the thing that made Surviving R. Kelly great is that R. Kelly had nothing to do with it.
Same with the Tiger Woods doc.
Right. It had nothing to do with it. And
Yeah.
that's why it was a good documentary, because you got an unbiased opinion. Now, that can backfire sometimes, Surviving Michael Jackson or Surviving Neverland. It can backfire.
I didn't even watch the Netherland one.
Well, I didn't watch it either, but I saw enough clips to go, this is a hit piece. Like, this is, you're just trying to destroy them. Now, and also, Mike may have done that stuff. Mike had weird behavior.
Yeah, weird behavior.
He had weird behavior. So I don't know what's true and what's not true, but I want unbiased journalism or unbiased storytelling in my documentaries. So I watched that, and what else have I watched?
I've been watching Shards.
You told me about that. So Shards is really that good?
And it's pretty good. It plays on the nostalgia because it's set in 1981.
Right.
But so it's always gonna get us anyway. But it's a good storyline. Basically, it's about a serial killer out in LA in 81 with these high school kids. Now, I will say some of the kids playing high school kids look like the 25 plus. You can tell they're not, especially one of the characters. She's beautiful, but she's also 30. But she's gorgeous. She's drop dead gorgeous, but there's no way that girl is less than 30.
Girl, you know you're 30. Stop playing.
But there is, but though there is the part though. If you look back at high school pictures of kids in the 80s, they did look old as hell back then. But
right.
But it's good. It's set, like I said, it's set in the 80s. I thought that they had released all of the episodes, but they have not. A new one just dropped, I think, last night.
Ooh, okay.
But like the first 3 or 4 episodes are already out. And
okay.
So it's because I was sitting there watching and I was going along. I'm thinking the whole season's on there. And then I was like, oh, that can't be the end. And then I looked down there this morning and was like, oh, that was a new episode.
He said, oh, that can't be the end. That's funny. That's funny. So that's how we're ending this thing.
But then it's a really good show. It's well written.
I saw the trailer last night and I said, okay, this is the one Kendrick was telling me about.
Yeah, so the nostalgia aspect of it alone is good. So yeah, it's good. It's a good show.
I'm on episode 2 of Lanterns, and it's still.
I keep hearing that it's good. I just can't. I've never been a DC guy, and so
I've historically always been a DC guy, even before Marvel. Even before Marvel, but the modern DC has been wildly disappointing. Outside of Batman, everything else has been like, this is just okay.
Like none of the Superman look good. I haven't seen any of them, but even the promos and all that stuff they do.
The 2 I watched, I didn't enjoy. They were just like, this is not that great. But having said that, Lanterns is good. It's really, really good.
I've heard the premise. The premise sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's really good. The clash of Hal Jordan and Jordan Stewart together is a really interesting way to tell the historical story of the Green Lanterns. If you know, if you're a comic book guy, like I guess we both are, then that's a really interesting story because they've not been in the space like this before. So it's good. It's enjoyable. It's really good. It's off to a good start. Hopefully they don't muck it up, but so far so good.
I just saw that the voice of the Transformers, Peter Cullen, passed away at 85.
Oh, God. Now my wife is gonna have a fit. She loves that dude. She loves that dude. Regulators, mount up. Not regulators. What were they called?
Transformers. Autobots.
Autobots.
Yeah.
Mount up. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's gonna make for a sad day around the Spence household. My wife is obsessed with She's obsessed with Optimus Prime. I'm low-key convinced that had she met Optimus Prime before she met me, pretty sure my kids would be Transformers. Just saying, man. She loves that dude. It's probably the voice. I get it. It's probably the voice, which is why I try to speak in a dark, deep tone as much as I possibly can. My deep chocolatey voice means white. Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how she handles that today. She'll be up here in a minute, and when I tell her that, she's gonna lose it. It's not gonna go well. So thanks for that, Kendrick. Drewski's got a new video. You seen it?
I have not.
He's tackling CTE in the video.
All right.
The video literally starts with him addressing CTE in the way that only Drewski can. That dude, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I get what he's doing comedically. My wonder about him is that could he put together with budget a network-based show that could be appreciated by the masses?
It would be a skit show.
Yeah, one without question. Without question.
It'd be in the Chappelle realm, Saturday Night Live realm. Somebody's gonna take a chance on him eventually.
Yeah.
And probably sooner rather than later, because it's the hits he gets on social media.
So far, he hasn't missed not one time. And I don't think he missed with this one. I think he hit what CTE is accurately. But also I'll say this: the start of the video is wildly uncomfortable. In my opinion, it was wildly uncomfortable. Like that's not like that is what CTE is. I don't know if mocking it is the way to go, but it's a choice. And Drewski makes hard choices. He makes very difficult choices. That's what he does. But
yeah,
I was like, yo, man, this is, and it gets increasingly more challenging as the video continues. So I don't know. I'll let you all judge it for yourselves.
For some reason, Drewski stuff doesn't really come across my timeline. I don't know why, but you see that Xavier Lee is now at Gonzaga.
Oh, what are we doing? That happened today? Did that just happen?
Actually happened last night.
It happened last night. Okay.
Late last night. It was posted from 12 hours ago. So.
What are we doing? What are we doing? So why don't we just let kids play until they don't want to play anymore? How about that? How about we just eliminate the transition in the NBA and just let kids play in college until they're tired? As long as they take at least one class, we're fine.
Yes, but now I don't even think they have to necessarily take a class. So he started at Princeton, went to Florida. So he was with the Cavs, apparently?
Yes.
How? Summer League, I guess. I guess he played
Summer League, probably. Yeah.
Now is he
I don't like this. I'm going to go back to college. This is ridiculous. This is so ridiculous.
It's so stupid. It's so
okay.
Stupid.
All right, we got to get out of here. What are we? Is the Pitmaster thing going down this weekend?
Finals is this weekend.
And then we're 2 episodes away from the great fruit truck race.
Yeah.
But they're going to Derby this weekend.
Well, they're coming to Louisville. I don't think there's Derby yet.
Oh, so they're going to stay. They're going to come for the 1 episode and then stay for Derby.
I think so. Because I know, because when I saw the preview, they were in Nulu. They weren't at the track.
Right. They weren't.
I know they shot an episode I think it was supposed to be the finale at the track.
At the track.
I got emails on that. I can probably answer that question just going through my emails.
I'm excited about that. Thank you for turning me on to this show because I've actually thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been really, really
I can't believe it's in its 19th season.
It's been around that long?
Yeah, and like when they said 19 seasons, I was thinking like Survivor's like in 30-something seasons.
Right.
It hasn't been on for 30 years. But
It's
like if you're on HBO, if you're like on HBO Prime and you see like the HBO Prime on the HBO app and you see the early seasons, no, that goes back.
So
you can just look at the video and tell it goes back.
They've been doing this. Wow. I didn't know they've been on that long either.
Okay. Great food truck race season 19 finale when racing resumes at the track. Yeah, it was the season finale.
Wow.
So they spent two episodes in Louisville.
That's so wild.
It was laughing when they was making one of their decision or whatever. They were showing that they could tell they was at the park at Waterfront Park, and it's pouring down. Right,
I saw that. I was like, what is it?
It's been raining in Louisville, boy. We've had so much. This is the wettest summer I can remember.
Yeah, we haven't had a wet summer. It's been really, really hot, but the last 2 weeks we've gotten some intense rain, including last night. It got kind of crazy. But yeah, it's been interesting. All right, so we'll that's what we're ending our weekend off, along with some football, obviously, and then the final cuts go down Sunday.
Yeah.
Seahawks Hard Knocks has been relatively boring.
Yeah, I have no interest.
Well, they don't. There's nothing. I mean, I like Mike McDonald. Now I'll say that I do like the coach. I think he's endeared himself to me. But other than that, it's like they just don't have enough characters on the team to make it interesting.
Even when the Cowboys have been on hard knocks, I'm into it for like the first 2 or 3 episodes, and after a while, it's just the same thing over and over again.
Oh, it's definitely the same thing.
I like the end seasons much better than the preseason.
I did like the end season. I actually enjoyed the end season. And by the way, they're bringing that back in 2027. They're not doing it this year, but in 2027, they're bringing back the end season. Actually, they're bringing back the end season and the off season, which that did not work out for us at all. The Giants. That was a disaster. I'm very shocked that they're bringing back the off season because that set the franchise back. And I think that had as much to do with Dayball and Joe Shane being on the hot seat as anything else they've done.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious, like, if they're gonna, like, how much access are they really going to give them in the offseason going forward? Because the Giants did not come out for that looking very good at all. So
that organization.
By the way, you saw Scatterboo yesterday, right?
No, what did he do?
Got into a fight started a fight with the defensive players. They're not supposed to be hitting, and he ran up on a couple of defensive players and hit them, ran into them or whatever. And
I can tell you already, that dude's about to be his own worst enemy.
It feels that way. If he doesn't I think he thinks that he is a one of one, and
he's not. We've all seen that dude before.
You can go find it. You can go find that dude over on the Jet sideline and just do a trade. Like, you don't need.
We've seen you before, dude. You're nothing we've never seen before.
You got to calm down, or you're gonna be out.
Got to grow up. You got to grow up. He's the one that, and I don't want to jinx it. I don't wish ill will on anyone. He's gonna be, if he keeps going the route he's going to be a what if story.
No question about it. No question about it.
He has to grow up.
No question.
Because the thing is, with his running style, he's up against it anyway. He ain't gonna play that
limited,
anyway.
Right. We're talking 4 to 5 years at best.
Right. So he's gonna shorten that window if he keeps being stupid.
And by the way, the sneaky Najee Harris pickup, that's gonna limit his time. Because Najee,
I think that was in reaction to that other running back.
For 1,000%. Tyrone Tracy is on bar. It would not shock me.
I'm surprised he's still there.
I was gonna say it would not shock me if he is the casualty. I think he or Devin Singletary are going to be out. One of them is not. I cannot see them carrying 4 backs. I just don't see it. So I think one of them is going to be out.
I don't know. The reason why it's a possibility is because Scatterboo is an injury possibility.
No, I get that, but also,
but you can always go out and sign another
right.
player.
You can also go sign somebody whenever, and why pay if you don't have to? Right. Or you can put one of them dudes on the practice squad and just hold them over there and pay them.
Well, how long have they been in the league? Because isn't there if you've been in the league for so long, you can't be put on the practice squad anyway. I think that's how it works.
Is that what it is? I don't know.
I know it was at one time because Murray, a lot of our players went to practice squads, and I think you got 2 years on the practice squad, and then you just either make the team or you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work either. But I'd be shocked if Tyrone Tracy makes it this one, because he had the missed play, then he had the fumble in the first game, then the fumble in the second game. I'm like, dude, you can't keep having all these. And he had a great season last year, but at some point you just got to kind of okay, maybe this ain't working. So I don't know. Looks like Odell's gonna make the team though, which is interesting.
I think. Well, old boy blowing out his ACL the other day.
Calvin Austin getting hurt probably locked in Odell for the season. Probably, unfortunately, but probably. Yeah. I mean, this is part of the game, man. It sucks, but it's part of the game. So, all right, you got any shout outs? Anybody shouting out?
Really, I mean, just shout out to Dolly Parton, man. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
She meant so much to so many people, and she was, like we said, she's a real one. So. And shout out to University of Louisville soccer.
You beat me to it.
I say Giacomo because I grew up with my homeboy who spelled that name the same, and we called him Giacomo, but I've heard it's called Giacomo. I don't know. It's Giacomo Zazzo. He's a Lehigh transfer. If those who don't know, Louisville played at Kentucky on Monday. Kentucky had a 2-0 lead. Louisville came back as Zazzo scored the game-tying goal and the game-winning goal. Game-winning goal with 10 seconds left in the game. 10 seconds left to go, to win it 3-2. And so, shout out to University of Louisville.
Yeah, it was exciting. That was actually trending on my timeline. So I know a lot of U of L people apparently, because it was trending, so it was crazy. I didn't say this earlier, but I'm saying it now because one of the things that one of my guilty pleasures is watching Love Is Blind. All things Love Is Blind. Doesn't matter what country they're in, I'll watch it. And the Love Is Blind UK.
You live in a house full of women.
I do. I am stuck, brother. I am stuck. Okay. But I watched it the last couple of days, and for the first time, I think definitely in the history of Love Is Blind UK, but maybe in the history of Love Is Blind, they went 4 for 4. All marriages. Now, one of them has no shot of working. There's one. There's no way they're gonna make it a year together. They're barely saying I do right now, but but still 4 for 4 is impressive, Kendrick. It's impressive. Love Is Really Blind. Or
Hercules.
or being a social media star is really lucrative. I don't know which one it is.
I'll go with that.
Not sure which one it is, but it's one of those two is a reality. So there you go. Guys, we got to get out of here. We got other things to do. We can't stay here with you guys all day long, though we enjoy having you around. So thank you for coming. Like, subscribe, share to everybody you can, because that helps us. And we'll see you next time. I don't know which one to cue. I guess we got to cue the whistle because that's like
all our dreams come true.
They do. They really, really do.
My dreams come true.